Mayor Rusty Bailey here. Pleased to welcome you to a special edition, the first special edition of Riverside Monthly with my guest today, Cheech Marin.
Hello, everybody. Down by the Riverside.
That's right, the mighty Santa Ana River we just showed you, right?
We did.
So I'm here with Cheech today to discuss the proposed Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art, Culture, and Industry. We call it the Cheech.
The Cheech.
We just shortened it to the Cheech, right?
Yeah, just
Viva.
the Cheech.
Viva the Cheech.
For its intimates.
Now, as you've undoubtedly seen during your time in Riverside with your work in the Riverside Art Museum, Riverside takes seriously its title as the City of Arts Innovation. You saw that today with all the people that were in front of the main library when we did the press conference. And so, just tell us your impressions of our community, would you?
Well, you know, the first time I came here, I was immediately struck by this is a unique mixture of arts and tourism and community, and which all the various parts of the community get along. They work in concert with each other. It's equally balanced population-wise, and it was unique. And I remember telling my wife Natasha, she was from Russia, and she recognized it right away. She says, "This place is really different, and it's
got a small town feel.
A small town feel with a big town allure, you know, and it's unique.
And it's getting bigger because of you.
We hope so, man. You know, but I was in my address today to the people for the press conference, and then when this idea of the art museum came up that would be repurposing the library for Chicano art. And I said, I didn't ever even dream this dream before. I wouldn't know how to dream this dream, you know. And it was beyond anything that I had imagined. And I just kept, every morning I would wake up and say, well, this is actually going to happen. Wow, it's like, it was
good, huh?
It was dream come true.
Feels good. Well, I was touched by your comments, and so was the audience. You know, and the word that comes to my mind was just the sincerity and authenticity that you brought to the stage today in communicating, connecting to the community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
During the years, I've been doing this for about 30 years now. It's like another job, you know, a career anyways. And I've had the collection in over 50 museums across the country and in Europe. And when I put it in here, the Papel Chicano show, this is a great fit, you know, and you can tell right away because you've been to 50 museums, you know what's up, and I just do. Well, this is unique. I kept telling my wife, this is a really unique place, and I can't tell you how many people, artists I've met in the last period of time that said we almost moved there, or we did move there. It's like I know
there's a buzz.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's not just me, you know, as other people say it, and I think it's just going to grow and grow and grow until we make this an international art and culture destination.
Well, tell us more about that, Cheech. As a collector of more than 700 pieces, is that right, of Chicano art? How did you get your start amassing the most renowned collection in the country?
You know, I was educated in art at a very early age, self-educated, because I had this group of cousins who were Chicano working class, blue collar. My dad was a policeman. My other uncles were upholsterers. But the kids, my cousins, were achievers, academic achievers. And my one cousin, Louis, who has since passed on, made us learn about stuff. You know, okay, Ray Jean, my cousin, he said, you're learning about Middle Ages. You have to learn about them. And
that includes art.
Well, he signed me specifically. You have to learn art and bring it back to the group. And so I went to the library and took out all the art books. Okay, that's Picasso. Okay, Miro, Cézanne, Rembrandt, you know. And so I educated myself in art that way. And then when I got to the point where I could actually buy art, the gap in my knowledge was contemporary art. And I didn't really know much about that. I knew world art and modern art, but not contemporary. And I started going to galleries on the west side of Los Angeles. That's when I discovered these Chicano painters. And the thing that struck me immediately was that they were very, very good painters, because I knew what good painting was, because I'd seen it all my life.
Education,
And I said, wow, how come these guys aren't getting any shelf space or traction? And you know, but I knew what it was. I mean, I knew that these were the great artists. They were proposing a new variety of art that was built on classical foundations, but commented on the world as it was happening then.
So, City of Arts Innovation.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
Bringing it together.
I mean, it's I've always been a great proponent of being. If you center yourself, good things will come to you. And then you have to wait for the right situation, but be centered. That's always been the focus of my life, one way or the other, whether meditation or Tai Chi or pottery, or which I did. And what it does is it hones your instinct. And so when a situation presents itself, your instincts will tell you the right thing to do. And the more you hone those, the better your instincts get.
And art can do that for you. Art has done that for you.
Yeah, it has.
And you, as you mentioned, you're taking this out of your, space and making it a community, into community space. You've done this all over the country and around the world. Can you tell us more about why you feel strongly about exposing this art?
What I found out right away is like it didn't mean no good to amass a giant collection if nobody saw it. And so my friends in the art community said, "You have to show this. You have to take it out and realize." And I realized somewhere along the path after we started showing that this is actually what I'm supposed to. This is why I'm doing this.
It's a calling.
And it dawns on you. And I go, well, I guess because it's just spreading this power and this love and this vision through everywhere that people come to see it. And because the one thing that I heard when we started doing this is that, well, I didn't know what Chicano art was, but now that I see it, I like this.
Yeah.
Because it had some other kind of vision, I guess, of what it was.
So do you feel that Chicano art is getting the recognition it deserves?
It's starting to.
Good.
This is going to be a massive input into that understanding. I mean, it's really, every day since they came to me with the proposition, and I realized exactly how big and how important and worldwide this can be from Riverside, and it's going to bring the world to Riverside and Riverside to the world. And I want to plumb the depths of the community here in the Inland Empire, because this is a vast, untold, untapped reservoir of art.
And 50% of our population is Chicano or Latino,
exactly.
and so connecting to that population is important for us as a community.
It's enormously important, to be empowered. This process of empowerment, when you realize that you are part of the mainstream. You are actually the mainstream. In 2013, the United States Census Bureau issued the following fact that of all children born in the United States in 2013, 50.6% were Latino.
There it is.
And there's no arguing about it. It's like
and how do we inspire that population, to connect to art, to their community? I think that you've talked about that, to philanthropy even, because of the nature of this. We're going to raise some money to build this out. How do we do that?
I think it is a matter of putting out the idea that it's possible, the empowerment. It doesn't take. You don't have to be a zillionaire. You can be. I sat on the board of the Hispanic Scholarship Fund for a number of years. And there are a lot of statistics when you go to these meetings, you know how this. And the one statistic that made me sit up, it was they said, well, in comparison to other scholarship associations, the United Negro College Fund raises 64% of its capital by individual donations. That's people putting in $5, $10, $100,000, whatever. Right. And the Hispanic Scholarship, 3%. Why are you not empowering your people? Why are you not making them empowered and part of and I couldn't never get an answer there. But that's a big disparity, 64-3.
So here's an opportunity through this movement, to
show them
to
how
practice
to do that.
philanthropy. What does that mean to them, and how do we get them involved?
Be invested in this thing, because this is pictures of your culture and pictures of a worldwide culture. This is the most important American school of art in the last 80 years, by far.
Amen.
And it's just getting recognition of that. It's just like 2013, 50.6%. There's no arguing with those numbers.
Yeah, that's proof positive. Yeah. Why Riverside? You talked a little bit about it, but why Riverside?
It just called out to me. I mean, when the first time I came here, I was like, this this is a cool place, and I've been in other cool places.
Yeah, you've been around the world.
Yeah,
Entertaining
that's arts oriented, but this was unique, and then it was part of California. The weather was wonderful. There was this necessary mix of all these the communities, and boy, you could do something great here. And then when they presented me with this proposition, I didn't believe it at first. You know, they're not going to, you know, give me a museum and talk about the building. I mean,
timing is perfect.
I believe I've seen every essential mid-century building that there is, and if they had a top 5 buildings of mid-century architecture, the library is it. I mean, I was astounded when I first went in.
So you're excited about the Cheech.
I'm excited about the Cheech.
Inviting people to the Cheech.
Come on over, have a drink at the Cheech.
So I know our city manager, John Russo, approached you about this opportunity, and I know he can be pretty persuasive.
He can be persuasive.
When he steps in, and you know, he's a persuasive guy. What was the sales pitch to you?
You know, it was the pamphlet that they put up.
That was the cover of it right there.
That's the cover. Seemingly overnight, you know, because I came down and I opened the show, the Papel Chicano 2, which is at the Ram right now, and the next day they came down to L.A., John and a couple of others, and they showed me this pamphlet. It was wonderfully produced, full color, and the statistics of the population and the influx. I mean the cooperation between all the
partnership.
The partnership between and the universities that are here.
Potential
and then I was like, wow, and they had all these everything, and well, you'll be here. And I went, and at first I didn't understand it. What do you want me to come and say hi, or no? They want me to come and actually build this museum here. Like, wow. And the hardest part for me was keeping it secret, because I said you can't say anything to it. Take it to the council, because you know. And that was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life.
It's like your birthday present or Christmas present. Right? Unwrap that. I want to show that to everybody.
I just wanted to tell everybody, man. Like, I just a great big is gonna. Well, what is it? I can't tell you. You know.
Yeah. Come to Riverside.
Come to Riverside. But I'm going to Riverside tomorrow. I said my Instagram account blew up. You know, everybody is genuinely excited about this proposition. Yeah. That's unique.
So, we know this is going to work out right. We know we're going to raise the money. We know it's going to look as you see here.
Yeah.
And in 5 years, tell us, what is your vision in 5 years of who is going? What's that 5-year vision for you?
5 years.
Who's going to be there?
I fully expect it within the 5 years to be a world recognized art center that people around the world know about, and they will come here, and they will come to Riverside, not only for this, to see the art, but to see Riverside. And we're discussing this. So certain events, when do we stage them? You know,
right.
And I'm a big fan of staging for when the town smells the best.
Orange blossom.
Orange blossoms. You know, I was raised in an orange grove in my early days, and I can't tell you what that does to you. Olfaction is, and so because I want the Riverside to be shown in its best light, and for people to go, I had the best time. I know Cologne in Germany and is a wonderful, but I like Riverside.
Right. I'm going back there.
I'm going back there. I'm going to go back there every year. You know,
yeah.
I'm really Todd, one of the curators at the RAM, talked to me about the other day about how about if we stage a biennial here every other year, Chicano
tell us
culture.
about that. Explain what is that.
There's famous biennials. The Venice Biennale it's a worldwide international study of art. It happens every 2 years in Venice, and there's other ones around the world. We have the opportunity to create one here that will be unique in America, will be unique in world culture, and people will look forward to coming to it every year, especially when it smells great.
Yeah, and that's a festival. That's outside.
Yeah,
the
outside,
center. Outside the buildings.
Yeah, it'll take place in a lot of places around it, and it'll be music and dance and food and art, but especially and artists from around the country and around the world will start contributing to them. We'll see, and we'll kind of be a part of the narrative as we shape the narrative, the understanding of this art, you know, and it's from here. And who would expect?
Stories are important, aren't they?
They are. They're extremely important.
We got to pass those stories down.
And especially images of the culture, you know, they go, oh, because oh, they see it, you know, and picture's worth a
Well, I'm
thousand
excited
words.
about that
Yeah.
vision. Without vision, the people perish, and so we need to continue with those types of visions, long term, for our city and for our community.
In 5 years, I don't think you will recognize parts of Riverside. You know, I really don't, because I've seen it happen very fast, and people are on this. As long as your vision is clear of what you want to do, and you fulfill that vision.
That's right.
And that takes cooperation of the community, but that's what I want. I want cooperation with the community.
Well, my State of City address was the power of partnerships,
Yeah.
and RAM was part of that conversation on the stage with me, and so we're committed to that, Riverside.
That's great, and it'll just grow.
Yeah, we've got 4 core values. We are diverse, we are inclusive, we're committed, and we're proud. And you can tell that we're committed to art and to
That astounded
culture.
me.
And to our, to telling the stories of our residents. And
It's to be I mean, it is a wonderful place here to live right now, and it'll be just much more better because people will seek this place out and seek what they're doing out, you know. And this is, I like being here.
And did I hear that you're thinking about
I'm thinking
potentially
about,
residing here,
yes, I could
part-time
get-
at least?
Yeah, I could get a place here.
All right.
My wife even likes it, and that's the test.
That's it. That's it. That's the CEO of my family. I don't know if
That's
she's the
it.
CEO of yours.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Well, there you have it. Cheech Marin has big plans for downtown Riverside with the creation of the Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art, Culture, and Industry. Be sure to tune in to the future editions of Riverside Monthly to get the latest updates like this today.
And help
Cheech,
support us, because
That's
that's
right.
what it's going to take.
thank you so much for supporting Riverside, for choosing Riverside, and for believing in Riverside.
My pleasure, Rusty.